السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي هارون أخي اشدد به أزري ويشرك في أمري كي نسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم. ربنا اغفر لنا وارحمنا وأنت خير الراحمين. آمين. الحمد لله رب العالمين. Now this is wrapping up this class that we have been studying for 2 weeks, over 2 weeks maybe. Then about this subject is very sensitive subject. It's not easy to deal with, because our approach is completely different from the way you are generally accustomed with. Although the subject seems to be very simple, you know, how are we going to do, or what are we going to do with the juridical rulings? It means fiqh rulings. What are we going to do? The laws of Sharia. That's very well known. Now everybody is talking about it. Of course, we are not going to talk about the practical side of it. We always concentrate on the theoretical basis. So mostly juridical problems or the laws are taken for granted by the believers. I mean, not only for Muslims, but the Christian believers, so they don't have many. Maybe none. The Jews, they have really a lot, more than 600. And Islam also has the rulings conducting our behavior. So God strongly advises us that we have to be loyal to our covenant, to our contract, treaty. And we know that for example, the 5th chapter Ma'idah starts with Ufi bi ahdihim, ahdikum, is it right? Be loyal to your treaty. They, the scholars say a lot of things. There are a lot, pages and pages, maybe not volume, but pages about it, that we have mainly 3 treaty or covenant with. First, we human beings and our Creator. We have a covenant through our spirit, through our soul. So we have a covenant. Why? The Creator has already endowed all the qualities He has within ourselves, that through those tools, we can get to know easily who our Creator is. So we have to keep this covenant between me and my Creator. I am the Creator, and He is my Creator. And another covenant that we have is with our fellow human beings. In our relationship, we sign contracts, either written contracts or tacit contracts, not expressed verbally. So, for example, in a society, if you are living in a society, you are in contract with the rules of the society. So keep really this contract with them. And because human beings have free will, now we have to be careful. We have to be loyal to our human qualities now in our treatment of our own human body or human beings. It means I have to be loyal to the message that I get through my soul. So I should not contradict myself. For example, the human qualities tell me that do this and not to that, not to do this. And while I am using my free will, I have to be loyal to myself, my reality. That is a little bit not very clearly understood because I didn't really express it very well. It means, for example, my soul, intuitive side tells me, for example, do this. That is good for you. Be clean, for example. If I prefer to be dirty, untidy, what I am doing, I am breaking the contract between me and my soul. So, for example, my human capacity tells me that, look, since I am made, I have a maker. And look for him. If I say, come on, I am a Muslim, I believe in God, finished. And if I don't investigate it, I am contradicting or breaking or being disloyal to my human qualities. That is a little bit personal. Everybody has to check whether he is being loyal to his own soul or not. So this relationship is organized through juridical rules, which are presented to us by our Creator through the prophets and his speech. So we established, or I don't know, according to me, we established, but those people who follow, who have been following these discussions from the beginning, it means 2 months ago onwards, I think, more than this maybe. First, we said human beings cannot be reduced to material being only. It is impossible. It doesn't make sense. Human beings cannot be reduced to an animal being either. It is not enough because we are more than animals. We have to establish that in our relationship, we cannot analyze any matter as, for example, I am hungry and food is there. So I can eat it. That is animal attitude. It's not human attitude. So human beings cannot be reduced to a living being only. It's more than this. We have soul, we have spirit, and the soul and spirit always looks for the meaning and corresponds through the meaning. For example, when you have the food, when you are hungry, you have the ability to ask question, why I am hungry? When you eat, you enjoy it. How come that I enjoy it? And what does it mean? What is this relationship between me and the food? I enjoy it. But those people who don't accept that they are created, they are human beings, they are human beings, but living beings, really. When they are hungry, they have to eat. That's it. And their relationship, we said, is based on two-dimensional relationship. Me and something there. The objects are there, me and you, two-dimensional. There is, in the teachings of the Quran, we said we have to understand that universe has to be understood within three-dimensional, at least. Not, sorry, no, why three? Six. Why don't you correct me? Six-dimensional world, not two-dimensional world. Me and an object there. No. The meaning, through the meaning, we understand that the Creator is revealing himself to me. Another dimension. We understand that the meanings are really emitted, transferred to me through the creation. which are which means the representation of the glorifications of the angels that we are always receiving. Everywhere the angels are always glorifying the God, we are communicating with it. Who are we? Human beings. Human beings means not only human body, not only animal being, but plus human qualities are communicating with them. This is very important. These are very important. We have to see ourselves as not only animals, but human beings communicating mostly through our soul, the qualities of the soul. Animal relationships are not important. They have to be anyway. Every moment, every second I breathe. That is animality. When I am hungry, you will see in the iftar, I will eat a lot. Animals also eat when they are hungry. No difference. So it is not humanity. But how are you evaluating this matter? What do you make out of this relationship? So I have to think, use my consciousness and analyze the matter through my human side, soul relationship. Soul communicates with the external world, the meaning it receives from the universe. Soul doesn't communicate, doesn't say that there are, let's say 20, 40, I don't know how many, maybe 50 people here, maybe 25, 20, 45. I don't know. Soul doesn't say that this is another animal, this is another animal, this is another animal. No, we communicate through human relationship, which means we exchange views, we like each other, we may not like each other, we use our consciousness and interpret the meaning of the person's behavior through the expressions, face expressions, verbal expressions, all sorts of relationship. So we enjoy it, we may not enjoy it, but lots of things are going on. None of them is animal at the animal level. And we are communicating. I don't communicate with your flesh. Be careful. But materialists do communicate with your flesh. That's why the color of your complexion is important for them. But for my soul, I don't pay attention to the color or your shape, even your gender. I don't care. My relationship through my soul with your spirit. Which kind of message are you transferring to me or really conveying to me? So I evaluate you as a human being at the level of soul, not matter. So the external world has, for example, angels communicating to me and conveying the message to me, and the Creator's message also always, if resonating in the world, the speech of God, which means we studied a lot, so we cannot really go into this subject today because we have really spent a lot of time on it. The Creator of this universe must speak. He's speaking now. And this speech must be put into a presentation by an instructor, Prophethood. I'm going extremely fast. So this universe is a training place, which is extremely important, the transient training place. I educate my soul here in order to introduce my Creator to my soul, make an acquaintance, friendship, in the language of the Quran, wali, to become a wali of my Creator, a close, intimate friend of my Creator. So I know him. I am sure he knows definitely me as my creator, but I get to know him. That needs education as well. So in order to get ready to face or to come to the presence of my creator, I should know him. That is the training place. So what are we doing here? 6-dimensional world, maybe 7-dimensional world, including the animal relationship, belief in God and the angels and the speech of God and the messengers of God and the order determined by God, which is divine determining. The order of the universe has been determined by God. I have to know and believe in the eternal life. This is a training place. I'm here waiting to graduate, get my degree. So when I get my degree, I will be out of this training place, this education place, this school of the universe. So whatever I learned, it is with me. If I didn't learn, I am ignorant. So I remained, I haven't educated. Let's speak in extreme terms. If I don't educate my soul, I remain as an animal being. So I die as an animal because I have not educated my spirit. But of course, everybody educates somehow, educates his spirit, thinks, questions, maybe find some answer, may fail sometime to find an answer, goes up and down, fluctuates, maybe increases his knowledge of his creator, which is called, in the Arabic terminology, which is very famous in Islamic tradition, ma'rifatullah, acknowledging who my creator is, which kind of qualities he has. While I am going through this training, the speech of God through the representation of the prophet comes and tells me that these are the conditions of your training in this world. So these conditions make sense only if you put them within this relationship. It means human body, human spirit, and human relationship with the external world. So I am trying to keep my covenant with my creator through his instructions. So if someone says, for example, why should I fast? And the answer, if somebody gives you the answer at a 2-dimensional world, like, it is good for your health. Okay. It is treating myself as an animal, an external world as a meaningless object. Not meaning relationship. No meaning relationship. So if someone is not ready to analyze the laws presented, the principles, juridical principles, the Sharia laws, it presents to me a 2-dimensional world. It means he or she will never understand the education. We are put through laws that God instructed, my creator instructed for me in order to educate myself, to get to know my creator and prepare myself for my eternal life. Sometimes I have to learn that my consciousness needs to remember something, that I am not alone here. I cannot do anything I want. My Creator says, okay, it is when sun sets, remember me. When sunrise says, remember me. On these occasions, when sun in the zenith, on the top, straight up, and then starts going down, remember me. These are the manifestations of the daily experience, manifestations of God's power, God's qualities within my daily experience. So what am I going to do? For example, everything is exciting, but I need some rules to do something. For example, when you go to school, they give you the syllabus. What do they say? We are going to do this and this. You have to attend the class. If you don't attend the class, if you are late, so 25% of your degree will be, or grade will be taken away. It means you will lose. There are rules. Why? Is there any way that there are no rules in any society? Even the very primitive societies have their rules, maybe stronger than American rules. If you don't really follow the tribal rules, you lose it. And your life is in danger. You have to be very careful to follow, to listen to your chieftain, and to follow the rules established in their tradition, So you have to be a part of it. This is very important. We understand that this factor was very effective in the life of the people during the life of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. As he was giving the message, what they found that contradicting their tribal rules, what he says. Do you understand? So they were so strongly loyal to their tribal rules, they could not leave it. Even they couldn't think of questioning the legitimacy of the tribal rules. They resisted. We think that the people resisted the Prophet because they were mushrik, assigning partners to God. I mean, technically, yes. In reality, no. Their assigning partner to God was nothing but giving the priority to their tribal rules rather than the will, the choice of the Creator. And the Prophet was teaching them that not the tribal rules you have to follow, but you have to acknowledge the Creator before you acknowledge the tribal chieftain. You get it? And they said, how come? If I disassociate myself from the tribe by going against the tribal rules, I will lose my security in my being in this world. No one will protect me. That's why they couldn't do it. Only, and mostly, not only, mostly the slaves, poor people, those people who don't have much to lose, were open to this message, saying that, yes, really, I have nothing to lose. So why do I be stuck to these rules that we ourselves make up? So they were open to the message And they embrace the message much easier than those people who were implementing the tribal rules and playing the role of the leadership. It's very dangerous. No one in America is, everybody is advised to be the leader. No one wants to be the subject. Everybody is the leader. No one wants to be the subject. It's American culture. Be careful. And it is very risky. Because when you are the leader, you have to keep the rules, implement it, impose it on the people, and you can never question the legitimacy of it. Because you are the leader. You are the commander. Right? And the prophet said, no. You are not the leader. We are all subjects to our Creator. Creator is the leader. It collapsed the tribal mentality. It means I really and strongly believe that primitive societies have strong rules than those societies are called modern societies, whatever they mean. Technologically developed societies, or those societies have the money. I don't care. So we are not really under very strict laws. So we have to understand that it is within human being that we need instruction. And these instructions are to be done only for the sake of training, introducing my spirit to my Creator, saying, you are my owner, you are my Lord, and I acknowledge you. Through various means, through fasting, through praying, through, for example, not gambling, it's prohibited. For example, not drinking alcohol. Yeah. Why not? Just red wine, they say medically useful for your body. Huh? A little bit, just a little bit. Why not? So you don't establish your relationship with just a little bit yourself and a little bit wine. As a materialist man has this two-dimensional relationship, my body and the wine. A little bit, huh? Not too much is excessive and it is harmful, but just a little bit is not harmful, they say. Maybe, may not be, I don't care. But my relationship with the wine is not two-dimensional relationship. I have many other dimensions also to see. I acknowledge the Creator of the wine and the meaning in its existence. And I acknowledge the authority, the Creator. I have to obey Him. I have to train myself to get to know Him, obey Him. These are the matters that I have to take into account. No one should say that wine is harmful for you. That is why religion prohibits it. This is theologically wrong. This is a very wrong understanding. Wine is harmful for you, that's why. No. If you drink a little bit, it's not harmful. No. But because Creator said, this is the way you have to remember me, this is the way you have to get to know me and obey me as your Lord, this is one way of experiencing it. For example, don't eat bacon. Why? Well, if someone says, Bacon is very dangerous. There are some things in it harmful for your body. And medical studies or the biological studies show that cows are maybe worse in some cases. Two-dimensional relationship. You cannot evaluate the juridical rulings at two-dimensional level. For example, in the Quran, you know, those people who study the Quran, unfortunately, it's not a very common trend. We love fasting, but studying the Quran is harder than fasting. So anyways, those people who study the Quran, they say, the Quran says in the verse, you know, we made something halal, it is permissible for certain group of people, and they did something, and we made them now prohibited. We prohibited them. It means the thing itself wasn't essentially good or bad, because the conditions of training changed. Now, you people need to remember your position and God's position within the six-dimensional world. You need to be trained accordingly. That's why I brought up this ruling for you. That is good for you, not for your body, to train your spirit in order to get to know your Creator, make an acquaintance between you and your Creator. Become a wali, intimate friend of God. Do you follow me so far? So what is this? For example, swine is not the swine, bacon. Bacon is prohibited not because bacon is harmful for you, just because your Creator made it through the rulings, through the practice of the Prophet, made it for you a means of training to get to know who your Creator. And through this means, you remember, for example, somebody takes you to a restaurant or invites. It's better to invite somebody to your house. It's better. Taking to restaurant is very modern concept, so phenomenal. So invite somebody to your house. You don't know him. He said, come on, let's have dinner together. And he presented to you a dish, contains meat in it. What do you say? Is it bacon? Is it halal? And the man said, what? What do you mean by it? It's meat, animal meat. No, I cannot eat anything. Why? Because I know that meat has a Creator, and I have a consciousness of remembering the Creator. I have to acknowledge in my relationship with the food I am eating or doing anything else, actually, that the food is an example, that the owner of this meat has given me permission or not. For example, why do you break your fast just after sunset? Why not 1 minute before sunset? Your health conditions will not change. I assure you, I'm not a dietitian, but you want to just 1 minute before the sunset. Why don't you eat? Explain to me. At two-dimensional level, there's no answer. Doesn't make sense. Stupid. Come on, go and drink water 1 minute before sunset. No. Why not to wait until sunset and then hurry to drink water? If you don't hurry to break your fast, it is another way of arrogance. Why? The purpose of fasting is nothing to do with your eating or not eating, acknowledging the owner of the food you are eating. It is a means. So my owner permitted me to eat this or drink this when sun sets. Neither before nor after. I have to acknowledge. It's a training. This universe, this life, the world of life is nothing but training. If someone hears a ruling in Sharia, you know the Sharia. Who doesn't know Sharia? Everybody knows it. So if you ask me, I would say I don't know really what you mean by Sharia. But it is commonly known. The word is, you are familiar with the word. Sharia is a very difficult concept to understand, by the way. But any ruling. So this ruling must be followed or tried to be understood as a means of training, nothing to do with material relationship. Why do you, for example, when you pray, you bow down? Because it's good for your belly. Go to a gym and work out. Why do you come here, then put your nose on the dirty carpet? Do you like the smell? So what are you doing? No, you cannot make sense of it. Only as a means of training, it makes sense. Means of training. Training for what? To get to know your Creator, because this world is a transient world. If someone doesn't have the concept of eternal life, after this is not resurrection, after this life on earth, none of the Sharia laws makes sense to that person. And also, if I don't believe in the hereafter, it means resurrection after I die, I would never follow any rules. Stupid. Why should I? Why bother? Here I am, enjoy my life until I die. Why should I put barriers? So people think that the Sharia laws are constraining, restricting our freedom. If you want to become a doctor, you have to study 24 years. They are restricting your life as well. Why don't you, rather than rejecting the education system, you pay for it, $50,000 a year, and you are happy. You say, what are you doing? I am a student at Columbia University. Well, I'm paying $60,000 a year. Why? Because I am getting education. What do? They put us in a room and they make us listen to the professor and go home and revise the text again and again and sit for a test. And it is very stressful. Are you paying $60,000 to get stress? Oh. And we say, but it is a training. When it comes to Sharia laws, God's training program, we say it doesn't make sense. Yeah, it doesn't make sense if you take it at the two-dimensional relationship. That's what we have to understand. Sometimes we say, why do you make your, for example, wash your hands? For example, I have been wearing this long sleeve shirt. It's not dirty. I make my hands dirty. No, it's nothing to do with dirt. On the contrary, if you follow the requirements of wudu, making wudu, you get even dirtier. Why? Just wet it. When you wet it, what happens? All the dirt becomes softened, and wherever you touch, makes dirty. When it is dry, it is safer. And the people say, when you make wudu, you clean yourself. No, you dirty yourself. if you follow the Sharia law. For this reason, you contradict yourself. We have to be brave enough to bring this subject into open discussion, that while you are doing your wudu washing up to here, not there, you acknowledge the Creator, His speech, His messenger, and this is a training place, and everything must be understood through their meaning, not their material body, not their material content, the meaning. So if you eat according to Sharia, for example, you are eating something that what they are going to offer you some food today. Yeah? Well, most definitely you won't ask that is it halal or not. You take it for granted that it is halal, and it is. Hopefully it is. Yes, it is halal. All right, sure. So when you eat something, Sharia says, the Quran says, eat and drink. Okay, but don't waste. Don't waste. Okay, I'm not wasting. I clean my plate completely, so I'm fine now. Huh? So did I do my job properly because I finished all the food in my plate? Because I ate, I drank, and I did not waste. This is a very materialistic understanding. It's nothing to do with Sharia. When you have the plate, you should remember that your Creator says, eat. Yes. As if, yes, sir, I'm going to eat. And drink. Oh, yes, sir, I'm going to drink. That's your mercy to me. That's your grace to me. Yeah. And don't waste it. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't really leave some pieces only. No, according to the will of the Creator, the message of the Creator. What does wasting mean? Yeah, if you live in this world without acknowledging your Creator, getting to know Him, you wasted your life. Yeah. For example, you register with a school, don't attend the class, don't learn anything. What did you do? You wasted your money, you wasted your time, you wasted yourself, your human qualities. When God says don't waste, don't reduce it to material level, saying that I'm not going to leave any leftover plate. It is very materialistic. Although you are not expected to leave something there and throw it, yes, but this is only the animal side, material side of the Sharia. The real Sharia acknowledge the owner of the food. Don't eat it like an animal, eat it like a human being. If you eat it like an animal, you waste it. You missed the opportunity. You understand wasting now? So while you are eating, I am created with the need to eat. And somebody has prepared this food, created this food, and gave a taste to it, not cooked. The person who cooks, is not the one who is creating the food, creating the taste. It's just combining something together what have already been created in the universe, following the order of the universe. So the Creator is presenting to you something in order to get to know Him. If you eat without getting to know Him, you waste it. So it is a training, do you see? Your iftar is a training. Waiting for the iftar is training. When you say that I am asked not to drink alcohol is a training. The ridiculous thing that the people make a lot of stories or mysteries, stories about Adam. Adam was in paradise. Yeah, who's Adam? Me. Yeah. So I was in paradise, and God said to him, all the paradise is yours. It's a almost endless creation. Enjoy it. Okay. But don't approach. Get closer to that tree. Come on. One tree? Huh? What is that? What do you think it is? What's wrong with this tree? But there are billions of trees. Don't approach it. You know what? Very simple, the training for me. So I eat everything, I do everything, but certain things that I should watch out in order to remind myself that, look, I am not alone here acting on my own desire, according to my own will. I have to remember in each decision I make who my Lord is. What am I doing in this world? So Adam what? Let's see Adam. It is your life here, in fact. Went to this tree and he remembers, this tree is okay. Because this tree is not the tree that I am asked not to approach by the creator of the universe. Very simple. Very simple. You can drink all sorts of fruit juice. But one form, fermented form of fruit juice, which is alcoholic now, alcohol, turn it into intoxicant form, don't drink that. So when you are invited to a place, somebody will offer you something which looks like a little bit red wine, but you didn't know that it is cherry juice. What do you say? Excuse me, what is this? It says, but the host says, it is cherry juice. Okay, bismillah. Drink. When you say it is red wine. No. Why? Because harmful. No. Just touch it in your mouth. No. Why? The owner of all fruit juice, exempted this tree. Do you understand now? One tree, don't approach. Exempted it. Why? It is a means of training. Anytime you drink something, you remember that, no, it is not the wine. I can drink. Why? I am permitted. By whom? By my creator. It's so simple, eh? Training. So all sorts of Sharia laws must be put within this context, right? It is human. But look at this sentence that I have sent you as a reminder to remind you the halakha today in the email, this one. These rules, the third paragraph, right? These rules, who are they? Sharia laws, fiqh-related subjects, jurisprudential matters, juridical rules, whatever laws, whatever you call them. These rules, by definition, as they are introduced to humanity by the creator of the universe, right? And of the human nature. Be careful, human nature, not animal nature, eh? Human nature. Because he is the creator of the human nature, and he is the creator of the universe. Now, we are put in contact with the universe now. Universe where God's, the creator's attributes, the qualities manifested. Human nature include the tools to get to know his creator, her creator. who is my creator. Now they are put in contact. Now, the creator of the universe and human nature put some rules for you. Training means for you. These rules cannot contradict what? Human nature. Because I need training. You know, even I say, maybe the easiest, not very easy really. What is the easiest profession? Not plumbing? What is the easiest profession? Plumber, for example. It's not very difficult. You don't have to have 20 years of education in plumbing. If you don't get training, can you become a plumber? You have to follow somebody. He has to teach you and show you, demonstrate to you how to do the things, etc. You cannot become a plumber if you don't work with an instructor. Now, instructor reminded you whom? In reality, the messengers of God. And plumbing has some sort of rules. Reminds you the source of book, speech of God. Tells you you should live in this world like this. But we are now only concentrating those verses related to rules today. But we don't really practically speak about them in principles because it's not worth it. You can learn everywhere, not in this class. We established the theoretical base for it. Here, that's what you need. Otherwise, you don't come and ask me, what am I going to do if I forget and eat during Ramadan? Go and ask your imam in the masjid. Don't make me busy with it. So theory is important. So why do you laugh, man? So these rules cannot contradict human nature and what is observed in the creation. What is the condition? You can live in this paradise. The universe is yours, right? Don't approach one tree. What does it mean? Here. So don't make this Adam's story in the Quran into a mysterious thing. This is your reality. This is your reality. You are living in this world. So, thank you. We need the light. Thank you. So, you will ask, is it the tree that prohibited by the owner of this paradise? No, then I can eat it. Reminder. By one tree, I would say, God, you are generous, absolutely generous, which is called in the language of the Quran, Ghani. Ghani, absolutely generous, with no exception. Why do you make this one tree exception for me? Can you imagine if there was no exception, what would happen? We would never remember the owner of the paradise. We would just live, and whatever the fruit comes, whatever the tree comes in front of us, we will just eat it without remembering even who we are, what are we doing in this world. No training. Thanks to the one tree, one prohibition or one command, do this and don't do that. One thing, an excuse of training for me. So I need it. That's what human nature needs it. Okay. Okay? Any question so far? If someone has not been convinced, the last paragraph I am reading, if someone has not been convinced about the belief matters, what are the belief matters? 6 dimensions of the world. Do you understand now? We don't see, for example, when we live in this world, if we look at, I'm looking through the windows now, what I'm seeing, forget about these apartments, the buildings, trees, yeah? I'm seeing the trees. So ask me, what do you see? Sorry?
What do you see?
What do you see? How are they called? Timber merchant says, oh, these trees make good money if I cut them and sell them. This is the mindset of the timber merchant. Yeah. Another person, for example, let's say this man is a landscape engineer. I am a landscape engineer now. Ask me the same question. What do you see? I say, no, these trees make a good appearance in front of some buildings, all the alongside the roads. That's my perspective, right? Let's say I am an artist. I draw pictures, drawings. So if you ask me, what do you see? I say, they have a beautiful scenery. I can make a framed picture and sell it for $1,000. That's the worldview. Let's say that the instructor, messenger of God, employed by God to instruct me how to educate myself in this world, is sitting here, not me, I cannot do that. Ask this messenger of God, instructor, what do you see? What do you think he will say? Any suggestion? He's looking at the tree. Everybody says it's a tree. So the messenger is here and said, oh, messenger of God, what do you see? What do you think his response will be? Anybody?
My creator.
It is a little bit very. Sorry? So the prophet is here, messenger of God is here, yeah? Looking at, from my perspective here, looking at the trees there, and you are asking him, what do you see, O messenger of God? What do you think his reply would be? Angels.
Manifestation of living being of the creator's quality.
Manifestations of the qualities of the creator, and the angels representing, glorifying these qualities of the creator. I can hear them. So the prophets see the angels. Huh? Huh? So these are the instructors. He wouldn't come and teach you that how much money are you going to make out of the timber that you sell when you cut these trees. He's not a timber merchant. He is the messenger of God, seeing the qualities manifested, qualities of God manifested everywhere, and educates us how to see him through all means. And we need this training. Huh? So when I go there, and when I am going to cut the living tree for no reason. Do you remember this? When you are haram, when you are wearing the ihram during the Hajj, what are you expected to do?
Not cut any trees.
Not cut any trees. Don't kill any animal, because you cannot cut them, because they are glorifying God. When you are in ihram, it means you made the material side of the world prohibited, haram to you. When you are in that state of mind, you cannot cut the tree. Don't reduce it to only one state in Mecca or somewhere there, and when you have the white cloth around you. If you don't have this consciousness, you cannot make Hajj. You make a touristic trip. So you have to have some sort of haram in your life. So that when you look at it, when you look at the tree, I cannot cut it. I was very young. Really, it happened to my life, in my life. Very young, you know. Going along the road, there were some plants, and I was just a young guy, you know. And the man next to me, it's a very wise man. So, no. Okay, I shouldn't go into detail, that it will be a gender a competition. So there was a person next to me, said to me, why did you disturb this tree? It is not your property. It is the property of its creator. Not the property of another man. No, it is in the street, public place. It is everybody's. No, it has a creator, it has an owner, and it is created on a purpose to introduce the qualities of its creator. You have to get to know, and this quality is manifested to you through the angels' glorifications, and you have to be always in connection with the angels. Can you imagine? So you have no right to cut it off. It's not your property. Since then, I am very careful. Of course, later on I read the hadith. The Prophet Muhammad was with the people. They were working together. A man hit a stone on the street side like that. And the Prophet said, why did you hit the stone, disturb the stone? The language is very important. He said, yes, what? No. There may be something, some animals are living underneath it. Why did you destroy the home? And then he said, oh, yeah. That is the instruction we are getting from the prophets, messengers. These are the instructors teaching us the main purpose of our life. So if someone doesn't have this concept of prophethood, messengership, alive right now, don't make the prophet died 1400 years ago. It's a man died. Prophethood, messengership doesn't die. Quran revealed 1400 years ago. Revelation of the Quran doesn't stop. God speaks to you right now when you read the Quran. Instruction is going on. Education is going on in this world right now. And we are being trained. Whether I pay attention or not, that is my choice. That is my choice. I am free. You go to class. When the professor starts explaining the subject, if you like, you can start thinking of somebody else and texting. Maybe you're looking through the windows and watching the people out there. Would you like to say something? Okay, let me finish this example.
I just don't want to interrupt anything, but I'll move up a little bit. People are coming in and then leaving.
Like, I couldn't get it.
Yes,
It just makes no space. They want them to
Yeah.
leave.
Oh, I said, put this way, or move this way. Well, no, I think it's free here this way. Come on. So those people who have been attending these classes, but still this place is empty in the doorways, again closed. Anyways, so if someone has not established in his mind that I am a created being, created for a purpose in this world, and I am here to get ready for an eternal life, and this creation, this world, is a training place for me. Everything is a means of education for me. And this understanding, only within the context of this understanding, the religious Islamic jurisprudential rules make sense. If you don't put any rule within the context of these conditions, human condition and the creation condition and the purpose of our life in this world, if you don't establish these foundations, never ever talk about juridical rules. Don't make sense. Methodologically, it will be not only wrong, but a crime to the value of the rules. You are destroying them, making them unacceptable, irrational. Let me put it clearer language, stupid. Why shouldn't you drink this much? Why not to left? You know, if you eat this bit, you know, one mouthful of bacon, you don't become crazy. The people are eating bacon for years from the first day they are born until they die at the age of 80. Bacon doesn't have any negative effect on them. What does it mean? Doesn't make sense. Be careful. Never argue about fiqh matters with a person who doesn't identify himself as a human being, not animal being. As a human being, and doesn't define the universe within its 6 dimensions. Never argue about fiqh matters, rules. Wouldn't make sense anything to them. They would say the Muslims are idiot people. Muslims, believers are stupid people. They just follow certain tradition which was introduced to them 1400 years ago within the desert lifestyle. In New York, they are trying to live as a Bedouin in a desert 1400 years ago. Ridiculous people. Yes, they are right. Whose mistake is it? It is my mistake to try to present the fiqh rules to people without preparing them with a certain right Quranic worldview. Never mention to anybody about fiqh rules if you have not established these foundations. Never study them if you have not established these foundations. It would be methodologically contradictory and people will not be satisfied. That's why fiqh rules are becoming more and more left behind, because people reason and doesn't make sense. Why? There is no foundation. They are living in 2-dimensional world. Me and bacon. You say, you shouldn't eat bacon. Why? Because it has tritium. What is that? They have something in it. So, no, they treat it. They treat it and they are clean. I've seen many people are eating and they don't get ill at all. What is the point? In our religion, it is prohibited. That's why we don't eat. Why? Yeah, it's our religion. It's our tradition. We don't eat the bacon. And we say, okay, this stupid guy, I'm not going to speak to you. Why? You do it because it is your religion, your tradition. Oh, in my tradition, I eat bacon then. So what is the difference? Well, it doesn't make any sense. You understand the criminal attitude to me? to present the fiqh rules without establishing the belief foundations. I have many questions to you, the just conclusion, but lots of questions. These are the summary of what we have been studying for 2 years, 2 months, sorry. No, maybe it is worth studying. So it is not easy if someone says, we are learning our religion. What are you learning? We are learning our rules, how to live in this world. Based on what? Because we are Muslims. Why? I was born in a Muslim family in Bangladesh. So we follow Islamic tradition. And what is that? So ridiculous. You were born in Bangladesh, that's why you follow Islamic rules. If you were born in Moscow, you would follow Stalin laws. What is the difference? It is ridiculous. Please wake up. so questions. Can you Eric, take care of this? The first line of light. Can you not turn it off? Yeah, please. You used to do that. So it is not a simple matter. That's why we spent 2 months on it. Yeah. And we never, no. Okay, let him adjust. Okay, fine now. So, well, I know that some people will come here for iftar and happen to be listening to our conclusions. So may Allah give them patience, because they would definitely misunderstand. During the 3rd Hijra calendar, Hijra calendar, especially hadith-related studies invaded the minds of the Muslim scholars. Why do you think? An answer? These are the questions that we have to know. So, without listening to the 8, 9, what is this number? Do you remember the number? Oh. 8th? Right. I don't know. So 2 months discussion, you should have answered this, because people looked for the rules only. They took their belief for granted. We are Muslims, we submitted, and now we joined Islamic society. So tell me the rules. So hadith narrations are mostly concerned what to do. Why? People were looking at the Prophet, and like this. So the Prophet is looking at the trees. I've seen the Prophet in the masjid looking at the trees. What was he thinking? How was he feeling? You cannot narrate it. You narrate only material side of it. So while you are, for example, the Prophet Messenger ﷺ was doing something, and then he meant something as an instructor. But according to we have been studying, right? According to belief system, teachings of the fundamental teachings of the Quran. But the person looking at him, what did he see? What he is doing practically. For example, he was doing this and that. So on the narration says, when I saw the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was praying and he was doing this. And he comes here, why do you do this, brother? Says, there is an hadith. But what does it mean? For example, looking at me, when I am speaking, I do some sort of physical actions. If you don't know what I meant by them, you look at me and I take a picture, and what would you say? Ali was doing this and this. That is the narration. Without the Quranic teaching underneath it, without the Quranic perspective within it, the physical appearance of the Prophet doesn't make sense to you. For God's sake, understand this. I think you are intelligent enough to understand this. So be careful now. Is it time? What is this? This is my share. So this is the first question. And the second question is, I think we should stop here because there are many questions that I can ask you. The education system of the Muslim world has been mainly devoted to the fiqh-related topics. Why do you think? Because we took our belief for granted. We are Muslims, we believe in God, so we don't eat bacon. No, we don't eat. We eat only zabiha. Yeah, that's what Islam is all about. So, because we take belief system for granted, we reduce religion to rules. What happened to Judaism? Who's going to tell me? Who studies Judaism? All Torah teachings, all Psalms teachings, beautiful Psalms teachings, all of them are about introducing God. Turned into 600 rules. Why? You have to think about it. We have a lot to talk, but it is time. Is it time now? Yeah. So we have to stop here. So,
Can we do the last one?
which one?
The last one.
So why do you think that some modern time Muslims, progressive Muslim groups, modernists, but these are the labels, I don't use them, huh? The people use them. Well, but do you understand the third one? So if you think there is a mistake in the modern time of the Muslim population, what is the mistake as far as their interest areas is concerned related to scholarship? Why people go and learn fiqh, what not belief system? And come here and teach fiqh rules only. Why? Do you understand this? Now this labeling, why do you think some modern time Muslims seek to reform Islamic Sharia, but Qiyas is not reform? Why do you think? Because without the belief system, fiqh rules alone don't make sense. And people say, since don't make sense, why don't we change it? Do you understand? Not because they have bad intention, because they have not instructed that fiqh rules don't make sense without Iman belief foundations. If you live in two-dimensional world, fiqh rules don't make sense. So what they feel, freely, let's change them because they don't make sense. Let's make them into a form which makes sense according to the conditions of the secular society. Would you blame them? I wouldn't blame them. Who is to be blamed? Those people who introduce the fiqh rules without belief foundations. Six-dimensional worldview has to be established in order to make the fiqh rules sensible or reasonable for you. If you don't establish it, people have to reject it. What is happening now is nothing but this. This is the diagnosis of the disease of this 20th century Muslim community. But of course, you have to listen to previous discussions how to establish the foundations. We have more. I have more questions, but today these are even the questions more. Inshallah, we should finish this subject because it is a very important matter. But inshallah, from time to time we refer to them. Don't worry. Let's inshallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. وآخر دعواهم الحمد لله رب العالمين بحرمة سر.